how are you today? My name is Therese Alaba. I hope you're doing well today. Today I'm going to talk about 10 things that will aid your recovery process. Remember, we're still in this series of relationship breakup. We're talking about the don'ts, the things you should not do after your relationship has broken up. Even though there's so much temptation to do many things, which few months or few years down the line you look back and you regret. And that's why I'm sharing my own experience, what I've done and the things I haven't done that helped me with my recovery process, and I know it will help you as well. So today I will tell you 10 things. So point number one I will tell you today is, do not post your ups and downs on social media. And as much as the social media are good, we have Twitter, we have Facebook, WhatsApp, and so many things, Instagram, and so many things. They're good for socializing, but don't use them to post your ups and downs. There are many times I look at my WhatsApp and I see things that people have posted, and actually I can read into their life. I can tell what actually is going on in their life. Few months down the line, I had to call somebody, one of my contacts, and actually speak to her because I was really, really concerned about the state of her life. And this I was able to pick up from a post on WhatsApp. Every time there's always something happening on WhatsApp, and after some weeks, I was able to gather up the fact that this person is actually hurting. This person have just broken up from the relationship, and all they could do is just to post different thing on WhatsApp, which I don't think it will help the person, because what you're trying to do by posting your ups and downs on the social media on WhatsApp, you're actually passing the message onto the person. You're not healing, you're broken. And rather than facing the fact that you're broken, that you need help, you're rather posting your things on Facebook or on Instagram or on WhatsApp, and it doesn't help you at all. It helps people to read into your life. Remember, you're trying to heal. When you are healing a wound, this is not a time to expose it out to the whole world and say, hey, ooh, this is what I'm going through. When you have a wound, you don't expose it. You try to cover it to prevent the infection. You try to cover it to prevent things going into it, to help the wound healing. So that's what we're trying to do. So try as much as possible, no matter how hurting or how pain you're feeling, do not post your ups and downs, your pain, your ache, your life on social media, because it will not help. It just make people become more nosy and start poking into your situation. Point number two, I will tell you, don't put on unreasonable behavior. What do I mean by this? Like I said, after a breakup, you're not in your right frame of mind. There's so much emotions going on. There's so much feeling going on into your head. There's so much hormone going on into your head that you don't even know. Your mind is not thinking straight. And then you attempted to put on a strange behavior just to show people that, oh, I'm okay. I'm fine. But it's not necessary. When you're hurting, it's okay for people to know you're hurting. It's okay for you to accept the fact that you're hurting. It's pain. People go through it. There's nothing to be ashamed of. There's nothing to be ashamed of, like I said. When you're hurting, you're hurting. It's better to be honest with yourself and say, you know what? This is me. I'm hurting. I need time to heal. Don't put on a reasonable behavior. Even though it's the kind of person that does something, don't start doing all of a sudden. Let's say, for example, you don't have a tattoo and you're broken up. It's not the best time saying, I'm going to go for more tattoo and write this. Because you're going for tattoo and writing things on your skin, on your body, that a few years down the line, you might look and actually regret that, oh my God, I was actually broken when I was doing those things. So don't do things that you regret later. Don't do things that is usually know you, that you regret later. Point number three I'll tell you is, which is very hard to do, I must warn you, do not listen or worry about what people think about you. In life, you should not live your life for people. When you do good, people always have a comment and have something to say. When you do bad, people always have a comment and have something to say. So you cannot live your life in a roller coaster and based on what people think about you. People have got opinion. People have got things to say. And we all have our own opinion. People have got rights to think, right to say whatever they want to say. And you should not let that affect you. When people are saying something, you just need to ignore it. You need to turn your deaf ears to it. Say, no, I don't care. It doesn't matter what you say. You can go on and say what you want to say. It doesn't affect me. So do not live your life based on what people say. The other point I'll give you again is, do not try to please or impress people. You can't please people. You cannot impress people. When you go right, people say you should have gone wrong. When you go, you should have gone left. When you go left, they will tell you should have gone right. When you move forward, they'll tell you should have taken a few steps backward. When you go backward, they say, oh no, you've gone too far backward. So trying to impress people is the greatest mistake you can make in life. People are none of your business. You is your business. Your state of heart is your business. You want to heal. You want to move on. That is your business. And that is what you should concentrate on. You're not here to concentrate on what people say. People will say whatever they want to say. It's none of your business. So leave them alone and continue with your life. The other point I will give you is don't be shy to say no. No, actually, it's not negative. In as much as it sounds negative, like when you say no to something, it means it's negative. But no actually can be positive, and no actually can be good, and it's okay to say no. So when someone is asking you out, I like you, we want to go into a relationship, you should be able to say no and not feel bad about it. It's okay to say no. It's alright to say no. You don't have to rush into something that you don't feel comfortable with. Even if your friends are pushing you to do something, oh, come on, let's go and do this. Your family are pushing, and you think, I am not ready. I am not there yet. This is not me. I have not healed yet. Because the worst mistake you want to make is when you are in such a pain and you want to go into a rebound relationship. You want to do things, it will cause you more pain. You want to do things as a cover-up. You need to concentrate on the wound. When you have a wound, the wound needs to heal from inside out. You can't just cover it on the top and say, I'm going to do other things. I've covered it. It's okay. Because what you do, the pain is still there and the pain will come out at some point. So it's very, very important to know yourself, to know the state of your heart, to know where you are, and to be able to tell people no. And don't feel bad about it. Don't feel bad about saying no to people. If you don't feel alright with it, then you don't feel alright. It's all about you now. You want to heal. So all attention, all concentration need to go on that wound, need to go on the state of your heart. So say no if you had to say. Yeah. Point number 7 I'm going to tell you is don't live in regret. I know when you break up, we all regret it. Or how I wish, we all have a regret. Maybe from your guilt, maybe from your mistakes, maybe from the things that happen. You feel, maybe I should have acted, or I didn't act, maybe I should have done this, maybe I shouldn't have done this. We all have regret, but it's all a learning process. Remember, you're already down, you're already broken, you're already hurt, you're already in pain. The worst thing you want to do is to beat yourself down again. You don't want to beat yourself down on things like that again. It's aching. It's painful. You want to move on. You want to heal. So don't keep regretting things over and over and over and over again. There are times to regret things, but actually you need to sit down and actually think, what have I learned from this? How can I make things better next time? And that's why I encourage you to listen to the one of the topic approach that talks about the 10 questions to ask yourself after a relationship breakup. You need to ask yourself those questions. What can I do better next time? How can I avoid this from happening again, or the mistake I've made? How can I ensure I don't take into another relationship? So it's very, very important to do that. So point number 8 I will tell you is don't turn into pornography or masturbation. You don't want to do that to yourself. I know there's so much feeling. There's a loss of identity. There's a loss of you feel like you don't feel loved. You feel worthless. You feel useless. Especially if your relationship was if sex was involved in your relationship, and after it doesn't after relationship is broken, if you don't want to turn to pornography, they don't help. You don't want to talk to masturbation. They don't help. Apart from the fact that these things are sin. You know what? They just draw you back and draw you into all sorts of things. So it's very, very important. Don't take yourself back into things you don't want to do, or things that will hurt you later, or things that will bring more pain, or things that will actually be a sin between you and God. So it's very, very important. Don't do it. And for number 9, I will tell you, don't then start listening to sad music. Because you are not feeling happy, or you're not happy because you're sad, that doesn't mean you should listen to sad music or the love music you've once shared. But when you're sad, the music you want to listen to is probably like lively music, happy music, some reggae music, music that lift up your spirit. The fact that you're down, you're broken, you're aching, you're sad, that doesn't mean you should now listen to those sad music that now make you feel sad and make you stay in one place and make you cry and do this and do that. No, listen to happy music. You also might want to avoid some love music you once shared with your loved one, or maybe a music you think your loved one like. You might want to avoid listening to it in the meantime while you're aching, because it brings more pain, isn't it? It brings more ache. It makes you remember the person. It makes you remember the good time you've shared together. It brings a mixed feeling. So you might want to avoid that in the meantime while you're waiting to heal. And point number 9, I will tell you, don't stay in relapse. It's very, very important. Don't imagine coming back. Don't sit and hold it and start thinking, oh, I wish she come back. I wish she come back. I wish we go back to where we had before. I wish we're in love again. I wish I've missed those memories, the love time, the good time we shared together. It will happen. There'll be time for that. It will happen. You will miss it because we're human. It's a relationship. It's something. It's love you build with somebody. So you will miss the time you've shared with them. You will miss. If you feel like a part of your life is good, you will miss it. But don't stay in it for long. At some point, you need to come out of it. It's true you miss it. But somebody you need to move on. You need to put yourself together and say, no, what's next? Do something different. Learn a trade. Learn a different skill. Do something different that will distract, that will take your mind out of it so that you don't continue to stay in one place. So yeah, I miss this person. I'm that. You don't want to wallow too much in those fantasy and those things you want shared. You need to move on. Point number 9, I will tell you that don't leave things as it is. So because the person is broken up and you're just there, don't just leave there and say, okay, yes, this is me. It's happened. I'm just going to continue like this. Nobody loved me. Nobody liked me. This is me. This is my life. This is my situation. And wallow in self-pity. Do something different. What can you do different next time? What can you do different to your life? Do you want to learn a new skill? You want to learn a new trade? Do something different. Don't just leave things the way they are and this, because you know what? If you don't make any change, nothing is going to change. It ain't going to change if you don't make any change. You need to be willing to make the change. You need to be willing to invest in yourself. You need to be willing to say, this wound, I'm going to let it heal. But if you leave it the way it is, it's just going to be there. It's just going to rot the way it is and cause you more pain. I mean, I've heard this over and over that, time heal wound. It's true, time heal wound. But in those times, the things you do in those times actually what heal wound. Times all of a sudden doesn't just heal wound. I know you've heard me talk about this before, about a movie, a program on the TV I watched about a man that's been divorced for about 8 years, or between 8 to 10 years, if I can remember. He's been divorced. But he couldn't move on. Anytime you talk about his ex, he will tell you, oh, his ex is married by a grown-up man in his 60s. Every time he talks about it, he actually cries. It's been 10 years, a good decade. How come 10 years has not healed this man's wound? So if you're thinking time alone will heal wound, I'm sorry to disappoint and to tell you that time alone does not heal wound. In those times, it's what you do in those times that actually heal your wound. So this man has left the things the way it is. And that's why his wound has not been healed yet. So it's very, very important. Do something about your situation. Don't just sit down and say, yeah, I'm okay. It's okay. It's going to go. I know this. Nah. You need to do something about it. And that is what will heal the wound. And the point number 10, I'm going to tell you, do not make your ex your God. It's true. You build your life around them. Your world has been built around this person and things like that. But they're not your God. The relationship has broken up. I'm sorry. But they are not your God. You cannot leave things around them. I'm thinking, oh my God, I can't move on in life anymore because the relationship broke with this person. You can't do anything again in life because the relationship broke up with this person. No. You need to move on. And you can move on. You can get a better life. Remember, before you met that person, you were somebody before. You have your self-worth, you have your dignity, you have your confidence, you are who you are before you met the person. What did the Bible say? The Bible said before you were formed in your mother's womb, God knows you. He has created you. He has formed you in your mother's womb. He said you are a royal priesthood, a holy nation. You are beautiful, you are handsome, you've got worth. God created you with skills and with value. For the fact that your relationship break up, That doesn't mean your world has come to an end. Your ex, it's not your God. So get that right. Get that fact in your head. Don't think, oh no, I can't do this anymore because I said this. Do not pound on the negative words they say to you every time. I once had a friend who was married, and they had challenges in their marriage and challenges with her husband. And every time I talk to her, I realize she's formed around our life, around whatever the husband says. Even regarding their child, when I said something, so, and my husband said this. When I said this, oh, my husband said this. She felt so worthless. She felt she doesn't have self-esteem. She doesn't have confidence in herself. Everything you say, she cannot get around. Whatever her husband has told her. Husband tell her she's useless. She believes she's useless. Husband tell her she's worthless. She believes she's worthless. Her husband told her she's ugly. She believed it. And no matter what you say to her, she can just not get a man around whatever her husband has said. So she's made her husband a god. And she cannot take her life around it. So it's very important. Don't make your husband your ex, your God. Whatever they say to you, if it's negative, don't keep believing it. Don't accept it. Whatever you accept is actually what happens. So don't believe it. Don't accept whatever negative things you say. Because it's not. Do not make them your God. It doesn't matter what's happening. It doesn't matter what they've told to you. It's not true. So it's very important to believe in yourself, believe in God, believe in what the Bible says about you, believe in who you are, believe in the promises of God. The promises of God are yea and amen. It's not about what your ex has told you to make you worthless. Yeah. So I hope this series will help you. Please listen to this series. Share it with your friend. Make a comment on the channel. Love, and please subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for your time.